Morning, Kaz.
Morning, Leo.
How are you?
I'm not too bad, thank you. You?
I'm all right, thank you very much. Yes, managing with all this wonderful weather outside.
Beautiful.
Never been busier, really. Um, Kaz, thanks for catching up with us. I'm wondering if you could give us a brief update on the markets.
Oh, it's been a really interesting week. Certainly on Monday, the markets were down again, and you started to feel that this is just another day of down. But actually, Monday night, Boris Johnson came out and he started talking about the lockdown, obviously, that we're now all in, the much stricter social distancing. And actually, from then on, things have been a lot nicer for the FTSE 100. The market was up Tuesday, it was up Wednesday, it was up yesterday. Certainly yesterday was probably heavily influenced by the US stimulus package that got through the Senate, still got to go to the House, but that's a real positive for the US. But today, today as I'm talking to you, the markets are off almost 4%. So this is not over. Volatility is really high. A couple of weeks ago, I wrote about the VIX index, which was up at over 80, higher than it reached during the global financial crisis. That dropped this week to in the 50s, but today it's back up again to 66. So we are going to see continued volatility and the stock market's going up and down. But this week has been quite stellar with regard to movements, 9% for the FTSE on Tuesday. So we really have seen very, very dramatic movements up this week, which we haven't seen in the last couple of weeks. So maybe a little bit of a brighter light for people.
Interesting, thank you. Well, how's all the team been managing this? Obviously, I'm sure they're a lot busier, but also with the offices now being closed, how's everything going with the remote operations?
Yeah, I think it's pretty good actually. I mean, we've rehearsed for this, but when we rehearse, we just rehearse for a single day. So actually doing it day after day is quite interesting. What we're leveraging off is the technology we have. We're all set up at home just as we would be in the office. And we're using video conferencing very successfully and audio conferencing to be able to speak and see each other. So that's been really good. We're still having our weekly meetings twice a week. I'm minuting those on a formal basis. But instead of being in the same room, we're just in our own houses, but we're still seeing each other. So there's a lot of positives for the way this is working. And I hope that the team will feel that we're still a team. We've got a WhatsApp chat going, just like I'm sure a lot of people have. Because, of course, it's work, and it's also about those relationships you have with people and the ideas you generate together. So it's very important to have those conversations still. We've been so busy. It has been busier than in recent months, simply because with the markets falling, we have to just look at everything so much more carefully again. So as a company we looked at only a few months ago, we're having to relook at it to see how it's responding to the crisis. So I'll give you a couple of examples. So we've looked at companies such as ITV, Playtech and PayPoint in the last 7 days. PayPoint is your corner shop payment system where you go to collect your parcels and pay your utility bills. That company looking really robust during this situation. Playtech, online gambling, just needed to check how it was doing because it's got a really big operation in Italy. So again, it's okay. ITV, another one, cutting its dividend, but really doing cost-cutting measures early to make sure it's got enough cash to see itself through. And of course, ITV's got a streaming service. With so many people at home, you'd like to think that would do well. So those are companies we've topped up in the last few weeks or in the last 7 days. We're also finding some great opportunities in the market because, of course, companies have fallen in value, but we're looking so carefully at them. I can give you a couple of examples again. We found a company called New Skin, really coming out high in our model, looking like it was a great opportunity. But when we dug deep, it's in the personal and beauty care segment in the US, but it's almost like a pyramid scheme. So it's just not one for us, not to touch, even though it's so cheap at the moment. And another one would be Centrepoint Energy, which was looked at yesterday by one of the analysts in the team. And although, energy companies in the US, they've got their challenges now, of course, with the oil price being so cheap. But this particular one loaded up with debt on its balance sheet. And that is not a place we want to be in this environment. So we are saying yes to some companies and no to some other ones. And that's keeping us all very busy.
Thanks, Kaz. Some interesting insights there. So we've looked at the markets, we've looked at what you're doing as a team, how you're connected. What about the actual Courtiers funds themselves that our clients are invested in?
Yeah, I mean, they've had a good week for the small portion of the week I can tell you about today. So between Monday and Wednesday, the prices I've got are as of yesterday, which is Thursday. So I've got Wednesday night's prices, and it was looking good. The growth fund was up just almost 12% in a couple of days, and even our Courtiers fund, which of course carries much lower risk, but that was up over 6%. So our funds are responding to the market, which is really positive. But what I'll be able to do, Leo, is when I have the prices in about an hour or so, I'll be able to get a written piece out to people later today to just give a better summary of exactly what's happened during this week when I've got the latest up-to-date prices.
Thanks, Kaz. We'll include that alongside this video so clients can get a full picture.
Great.
Excellent. Kaz, thank you very much.
No problem. Thanks very much, Leo.
Take care. Talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.